Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the full council meeting. And would you please be seated? Before we start the meeting officially, may I welcome Judith Blowy, who will lead us in a moment of reflection, and Matt Godfrey, the local vicar, was going to do it, but he's been very poorly. So we all wish him a speedy recovery and positive thoughts. Thank you, Judith.
I've been asked to hold this, but I'm not sure I've got quite enough hands. But I've got quite a loud voice, so I will speak up, and hopefully that will be okay. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
It's all right. I'm just this is my last bit of delegation to my deputy.
Well, thank you. Here we are. As you've heard, my name is Reverend Judith, and I'm an assistant priest in the benefice of Tavistock, Galworthy and Brentall. And I am delighted to be with you, as I was able to be with you at your last meeting. So it's a great privilege for me to be here again. As our mayor has said, our vicar Matt was really hoping to be with you today. He is making progress, but we do still need to cover and make sure that he doesn't overdo it. And believe me, that's easier said than done, because he does care about everything that happens within our parishes. On Sunday in St Eustatius, at the 8 o'clock service, in our Bible reading from St John, we were given a new commandment. The first part of that commandment was to love one another. Now, to be fair, there's nothing new in that commandment. In the Old Testament, God has commanded people to love one another. We have the command to love the Lord your God with all your heart and mind and strength. But the new angle on this commandment was that Jesus said to his disciples that you love one another as I have loved you. And in that service, we looked at the aspects of love. Love as sacrificial love, the love of Jesus dying on the cross, the unconditional love. Jesus didn't set conditions on love. Jesus cannot love every single one of us anymore, and he cannot love us any less. We don't have to prove ourselves worthy of Jesus' love. Society can be hard and judgmental, but we are called to be non-judgmental, to be compassionate and to be kind. And then we looked at practical love. Love is intensely practical as we all seek to serve our communities, yourselves as elected councillors, seeking to help the community with all the many challenges that people face, and people who look to you and I for help and support in our towns and villages. So we are called to practical love, to care and compassion. We simply can't walk by on the other side of the road. We are called to meet needs, to listen and to make a difference, and it's not always easy. I am very fortunate that I spend a lot of my time also in the rural parishes, farming with all its pressures. It's easy for people to hide or to be overlooked. But we are all called to serve. And of course, you all play such an important part in the lives of our communities, whatever your own religious or secular perspective may be. And we do thank you for all that you do in West Devon and the broad church and community that you serve. Madam Mayor, it gives me an opportunity to thank you, because I understand you come in as mayor and then there are re-elections. So it's my great opportunity to say thank you to you. I know that you continue to serve, I know that you were re-elected, but with your year as mayor, we have seen you, you have come to our functions, and we are truly grateful for that. So thank you. So let us pray. Faithful God, we thank you for giving us the opportunity to serve in our communities. We ask that you give us the wisdom, generosity of spirit, that we may hear the needs of those whom we serve and work together for the common good. Amen. Thank you, that's really kind of you.
Would you like to, if you'd like to stay for the rest of the ceremony, and our meeting should be fairly short, you're very welcome, and I hope so. Well, it's up to you. You're very welcome. Thank you. It's now my duty to formally welcome Councillor Reid to his first full council. Welcome. And I would also ask us just to have a moment's reflection in memory of the former councillor Pete Squire. Thank you, members. Item 1, I now formally open the meeting. Sorry, I think I'd have got it right by now, but anyway. We'd receive the apologies of absence, please, Darryl.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, members. We've got apologies for this morning's annual meeting from Councillors Ball, Blackman, Calder, Dexter and Viney. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. So now we come to item 2, the appointment of the Mayor. Councillor Ewing, you are to propose the election of Councillor Vachon. Thank you.
Right, good morning everybody. I'm delighted to be proposing Councillor Paul Vachon to be our Mayor for the civic year 2025 to 2026. A little bit of background about Paul, as he is one of the quieter members of this council. So a little start off. Paul was born in Southampton but moved to East Yorkshire as a young child, where he went to school in Wolverton. Following this, Paul attended Hull Art College, which in the good old days of the 70s was a polytechnic. Following this, Paul went to work for a company called Technical Publications. And from there, he went on to an illustrious advertising agency, where he spent the next 30 years working for some very well-known clients, such as British Rail. There was another rail, but I forgot that bit, Paul. Intel, Castrol, Total Petroleum and Honda. So some pretty big clients, as they say. Paul has been a Rotarian in Oakham for 10 years. And here's the bit I always like to find out something really good about somebody. Paul is a rock climber and a runner. He has run the London, Chicago and Toronto marathons and between 50 and 60 half marathons. He's also done what is known as USA Sky Running, because I thought it was TV when he said Sky. Because Sky do sponsor some of the series of sports. And this is US Sky Running Circuit, and it's people who run up mountains. So Mount Washington being Paul's highest at 6,230 feet. He's got to be bonkers. Paul has been on Tavistock Town Council. You haven't been on Tavistock Town Council, Paul. You've been on Oakhampton Town Council for 10 years, and you served 2 years as the mayor. And another little nugget that Paul gave me is that actually, from birth on his paternal side, he is a French Canadian, but he can trace back that he's a 10th generation, going back to 1653, that he can go back. So his son is the 11th generation of the French-Canadian side, although recently more British. So Paul, I know, is going to talk to you about his charity for the year, but I am absolutely delighted to be able to propose Paul as the Mayor for the coming year. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Leader. And that was incredibly interesting, and this is the good part of council work where we actually find out more about you. I have the honour and privilege and joy of seconding Councillor Vachon. He's been absolutely wonderful support to me as Mayor. So I formally second. Are there any other nominations for the role of Mayor? So there aren't. So I'll ask members to vote on the proposition, and we will declare the result accordingly. All those in favour of supporting Paul as our next Mayor?
That's 24 in favour. Thank you, Matt.
Are there any against?
None against, but one abstention to your left. Thank you, Matt.
One abstention. Well, you can vote for yourself.
Oh, yes.
Hey, have courage in yourself, you know. One abstention, my word. Your modesty. Then it says, right, so the nomination is made, and Councillor Vachon, it gives me great pleasure to welcome. Okay. So at this stage of the proceedings, all members and those present will stand until the retiring Mayor and the newly elected Mayor have retired in order that the civic regalia may be transferred to the new Mayor. And as I've said so many times, I am convinced Councillor His Worship soon, Mayor will look much better in it than I do. Well, one size does not necessarily fit all.
Borough Council. Thank you. First mistake. I, Paul Vashon, having been elected to the office of Mayor of West Devon Borough Council, declare that I take that office upon myself and will duly and faithfully fulfil the duties of it according to the best of my judgment and ability. The declaration was made and signed before me. So I sign that. Thank you. Right. I will sit down for this because I noticed last year when I was standing and giving my little speech to you, the camera only saw me from that level downwards. So if you don't mind, I will sit. And minding all the gongs and tables, this is new to me. Okay. First of all, I'd like to offer my congratulations and thanks again to Councillor Reid for joining the council. You've joined a very good council, actually. It works extremely well. We have a very good team of officers, very dedicated and experienced officers, and also a very good and dedicated team of councillors. And this has made this council one of the best run councils. And we had a very good peer review last year, and we have received several awards, so it's a very good council to work for. So I know you get your feet under the table very quickly. I know you're experienced.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, as a fellow Sutonian.
Thank you. Right. Again, I'd like to thank Debo and Diana for the last year. Thank you for being the mayor last year. I know you've had a lot of duties. You've done it very, very well, and you've enjoyed it. That's the main thing. And I'd also like to thank you for the induction training you gave me for the mayor's role. Attended several events which I've enjoyed immensely. Met lots of people, lords, ladies, and bishops, etc., dignitaries. And talking of bishops, I was invited to the inauguration of the bishop, not the inauguration, but an afternoon tea with the bishop when he was first installed in the palace in Exeter. And I was a bit worried because I didn't know how you address a bishop. I've never addressed a bishop before, and I was looking it up, and it's either Your Eminence, my Lord, etc., etc. So I was a bit apprehensive, and I went through the door of the palace, and as it happens, the mayor had come out of the anteroom to the right at the same time as I went in the front door, and I recognised him. And I apologised to him, and I said, I'm not really sure how to address you. And he said, it's Mike. And so I'll address all bishops as Mike from now on. But it led me to believe, well, yes, that there are a lot of ordinary people. I think we're all ordinary people, but we're all doing extraordinary jobs. And that's what amazed me. And one of the do's I went to, which was a civic dinner, I was seated next to, I forgot the name of the chap, who was a member of the Devon and Cornwall Polar Society. And it reminded me of a comment my stepfather made some 55 years ago to me. My stepfather was a bank manager, and he told me this story about a customer who turned up virtually every week to do his banking business. He was an elderly gentleman, probably in his 80s, and he dressed very smartly, but in clothes that were obviously from an earlier generation. He was very polite, and he would always stop and try and talk to the cashiers at the desk. And it got into a difficult situation because they could never stop him talking about all these stories he had from his previous working life. And it was only after he stopped coming to the bank, and he'd obviously passed away, and everything was wound up, that my stepfather found out that he was in fact, it was a chap who was called Charlie Green. He was in fact the last surviving member of Shackleton's expedition, the ill-fated one in 1914. And my stepfather was gutted really, because he realised there were so many stories that this chap could tell, and he couldn't talk about it. But Charlie Green is an absolutely amazing character. He's a real hero of that expedition. If you get the chance to read Shackleton's book South, you'll realise why. But Charlie Green was actually the ship's cook. And he actually was the person who made sure everybody was fed on that expedition. The ship actually was crushed in the ice, and they were stranded on an ice floe for quite a long period. And then they decided they had to find dry land when the ice floe started breaking up. So they had 3 boats, which they pulled and sailed and rowed across to an uninhabited island, where they were there then for many, many months, half a year, living off penguins, seals, whatever else they could catch, limpets. And amazingly, Charlie cooked all these meals for them. He took hours and hours to cook it on blubber stoves, and he actually made sure they were all fed. And surprisingly, they all survived. They all came back. Shackleton actually had to row to another island with his friends, had to row to, I forget the island, to get help, and eventually they were all rescued. But it's an absolutely fascinating story that my stepfather released me. And of course, the moral of that story is never judge a book by its cover. But the other thing, it led me to be a very good listener, which is probably why I don't talk so much. I actually listen to stories, and it's worthwhile listening to everybody. I think everybody has a story to tell in their lives, and it'll be interesting to hear that. And it's something we all do actually as councillors. We do actually listen. We listen to our communities. That's why we've been elected to this position. We do listen, and we develop the policies accordingly, and we support our communities that way. And I think we work as a really good team. And democracy actually works, which is quite surprising nowadays, but it actually works here. So I'm pleased with it. And of course, we have our very good officers and workforce in West Edinburgh Council, supporting us in our deeds. Obviously, there is a bit of a sword hanging over this council, as we're all aware, and that is going to make life difficult. But I know that we have very dedicated officers, dedicated councillors here, and I know that it will be business as usual. I'd like to introduce my wife, who will be the mayoress behind you, Lynn. She's very supportive. She's looking forward to all this. So, if you get a chance, have a quick word with her today, if you can. She's, as I say, looking forward to all this. My charity this year will be the Dartmoor Rescue Group, which is all 4 teams who look after the moor, the safety of the moor. And not only that, I don't know whether you realise, but they do other things as well. They do get deployed to other counties, so they've been to Somerset, Dorset, and Cornwall. They join with other teams there when it's need be. They've also been called out to Yorkshire in the floods, and I know that their team also, some members of the team went up to Lockerbie all those years ago to search for the remains. So it's quite a widespread organisation. They're funded entirely by public donation. They don't get any government help whatsoever on this, and with the type of equipment they need to make it work, it's very difficult. So I feel it's a very worthwhile charity. I was a member of that team for 20 years ago, so I know exactly what problems and needs they have. So that's all I have to say, and we'll carry on with the agenda. And we now on item 3, and we need to appoint the deputy mayor. And I call upon Councillor Southcott to propose the election of Councillor Edmonds.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I propose Councillor Edmonds as your Vice Mayor for the period of this year.
Thank you, Councillor. And is there a seconder? Councillor Ewing?
Yes. It gives me great pleasure to propose Councillor Edmonds to be the Deputy Mayor for the ensuing year. I've known Councillor Edmonds 39 years this year. A long time. We first met when Chris was working in the bank, and I worked for Gordon Vick and Partners, as it was then, in Oakhampton. And in the Plume of Feathers, every Friday between 12 and 2, it was like a business lunch and a business get-together. So I have known Chris for a very long time, and Jan, and it gives me great pleasure. There will be nobody more diligent. He will serve us really well. We all know what a fantastic man that Chris is. Having lived in Lifton for, I don't know, about 6 years, I think, wasn't it, Chris? I know that Chris is the lifeblood of his village. Him and, used to be Mandy, didn't it? Mandy, oh, can't think of her name. But between her and Chris, the village got sorted. And Chris was very instrumental in getting the village hall done, along with Mandy. They put in so much effort into getting that fantastic community hall for the village. So yes, Chris is well known over that side of our borough, and I have great pleasure in proposing you, Chris. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Are there any other nominations? In which case we shall go to the vote. All those in favour?
That's 25 in favour. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you. Councillor Edmonds, would you like to come up and make your declaration of acceptance?
I, Chris Edmonds, having been elected to the office of Deputy Mayor of West Devon Borough Council, declare that I take that office upon myself and will duly and faithfully fulfil the duties of it according to the best of my judgment and ability. Thank you. Is that yours? Thank you very much. Well, members, I'm honoured and very grateful for the opportunity to serve as Deputy Mayor of West Devon Borough Council. I'd like to thank my fellow councillors for placing their trust in me, and I'm committed to upholding the responsibilities of this role with integrity, dedication and enthusiasm. I'd like to thank Councillor Vachon for his hard work and service to our community as Deputy Mayor, and extend my warm congratulations on his appointment as Mayor. I look forward to working alongside you, Paul, to support and represent the good people of West Devon. West Devon is a remarkable place, rich in heritage, natural beauty and community spirit. It is that sense of community that drives us all in public service, and I feel extremely fortunate to play a part in helping it thrive. Thank you again for this opportunity. I look forward to the year ahead, and I'm truly honoured to serve as your Deputy Mayor. Thank you.
Right, item 4 is the vote of thanks to the retiring mayor. If I can call upon Councillor Jury.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to propose a vote of thanks to Councillor Sellis as the retiring mayor. Debo was first elected to this council in 2007, and followed that up with election to the county council in 2009, and has been both a ward councillor and a county councillor ever since. She's recently been re-elected to the county council, and if that council runs its full term, by my calculations, that will amount to 22 years of public service to the communities in this area, which is outstanding, and I thank her for that service. During her time on this council, I believe, Deba, you've sat on every single committee of the council, and indeed chaired all of them, probably with the exception of the hub committee, which obviously goes with the leader of the council. So that as well is an outstanding achievement. But more than that, you spend a huge amount of time and effort in working with your communities. And that's the secret, I think, to your success and your continued representation of those communities, that you do a huge amount of work in those communities with the people of those communities, running projects, working with community groups and supporting them at grassroots level. And I thank you for that as well. So over the last 2 years, you've been Deputy Mayor and Mayor, and you've done those jobs with skill and kindness, and you've run the meetings of the council extremely well, and I thank you for that. So a great year, Debo, thank you, and many congratulations on that, and a big vote of thanks from all of us.
And do we have a seconder?
Yes. I would like to second and endorse a lot of what Councillor Jury has said, but I think we also need to pay a vote of thanks to Debo's husband, John, who's been able to join her on a few events, but particularly Alderman Diana Moyes, who has been to nearly everything with Councillor Sellis. I think the Brownies, Cubs, Guides, Rangers, Scouts, can't think what the next one of Scouts are, Explorers, is it? But I know that you've met with them and dedicated your charity money to that cause over West Devon, which is great, and I hope that you've raised a good sum of money for them. And just to thank you for your service, your public service to life within the community and within West Devon and Devon County Council. Thank you, Debo.
Thank you. It's now my pleasure to hand over the past mayors and consorts medallions. Right, thank you. Item 5. I'll invite Councillor. Oh. Yes, thank you. I will invite the Mayor. I will invite Councillor Sellis to respond. Thank you, Councillor Sellis.
Thank you very much, Worshipful Mayor, Lady Mayoress, honoured guests, aldermen, councillors, officers, and people watching on the streaming provision. Thank you very much for your support over the past year. It's been an honour to represent the Borough as Mayor over the past year. Wearing the splendid chain of office recognises past mayors and, before it was a borough, the district council, the chairman, dating back to 1894. And as Mayor, we have the honour and responsibility to wear the chain of office and lead and celebrate the civic pride associated with local government in West Devon. My consort, Alderman Diana Moyse, has supported me unstintingly, and fortunately, as I have a great sense of humour and a sense of fun, she's helped me in my duty with commitment and with dignity. So thank you very much indeed. We represented West Devon Borough Council during the enthronement of the Bishop of Exeter, installation of the new High Sheriff of Devon, and also the Mayor choosing of the Lord Mayor of Plymouth. Now, these were just a few illustrations of what you do as a mayor, but my sense of fun prevails, and it's been such a celebration and joy to have been able to choose the West Devon Scouts and Guides as my chosen charity. And I was a Queen's Guide, got my Queen's Guide when I was about 13 or 14, and it's sort of rather fashioned me and influenced me, gave me a strong moral code, and also being part of the guiding family helped me shape my life as a child and to an adult. And I promise that I will do my best. That is the promise that Scouts and Guides, Brownies, Rainbows, that we all take. And many of you may have done that in the past. And it's something which I've tried to do my best and do my duty to the people that I have the privilege of representing. And as Mayor, it wasn't about me, it was about West Devon Borough Council. It was about that chain of office, which is an honour. And so I thank the residents for their support. I thank fellow councillors for their support. And I know that I don't have the support of everyone. However, I represented and did my best. Fun is important, and whilst supporting the Scouts and Guides, my consort and I have been to pantomimes with the Little Rainbows, Brownies, Girl Guides, sports days with squirrels, cubs and owls, all fun. Of note was the best part was witnessing the Chief Scout, Councillor Caroline Mott. Did you think you were going to get away without me mentioning it? Big mistake. When Caroline walked on this rope bridge at the St George's Day celebrations up at the rugby club, and there was this bridge which she walked over very, very well, and there were about 300 Scouts and Guides, and they were able to all have a go. So, of course, I had to have a go, and I was, between giggling and wobbling, I managed to get across. However, I didn't let West Devon down, and I excelled by getting a bullseye with a tomahawk, throwing it right into the bullseye. So I was quite pleased with that, and then managed to knock a coconut off the coconut shy. So I didn't disgrace myself. I've used some of my mayor's budget buying the Scout and Guide badge, which, if you can pass round, this is absolutely great. And as the mayor has just mentioned, we're likely to be losing the county and West Devon. So this has the West Devon Borough Council emblem, and it says Mayor of West Devon's chosen charity 2024-25. So if you want to hand that round, every member of the Scouts and Guides will get one of those, and I think it's excellent for the young people to understand the connection and responsibility that we have as corporate parents, and the amount of decision making, as you were saying, how important it is to listen. And I've listened to the Little Rainbows and Brownies and talked about civic responsibility, and I've also listened to them and supported them with the children's rights. We are all corporate parents and we represent many thousands of children. So I'm hoping that that will be a nice link. The charity has raised £1,000 plus the Mayor's donation for purchasing the badge, which every child will get. My civic service was a joyous event, and with the one of the members of what's affectionately known as the Chain Gang, actually described it as the best civic service he'd been to. And we had children singing. We went to the animal fair, and they were competing with their neighbours. You may imagine the noise when they got to and what became of the monkey. The service was conducted by Reverend Matt Godfrey, whom we all know is rather poorly at the moment, so we wish him well. He really entered into the fun, and it was great. And then we had a civic dinner attended by 72 people, and that was excellent and well provided by the Tavistock Golf Club. And so that was a great opportunity, and we were able to raise more funds for the Scouts and Guides. To conclude, I would like to present tokens of appreciation, firstly to my consort and friend, Alderman Diana Moyse. And also to my Deputy Mayor, now Mayor. Thanks for all your help. And as a token of appreciation, because I did delegate and let you go to things, because I felt as being Deputy Mayor, I shouldn't get all the fun things. So if I may, I'd just like to give you this. And I'm nearly finished now. Where would a mayor be without Cathy Hoare? Cathy is an officer who really is worth a salt, and you will find that out. She helps with the diary. Clearly, mayors have to arrange their civic services and the civic dinners, so it is quite a lot of hard work on top of everything else. But Cathy, if I may present these flowers, and I would just like to say good luck, and I will say no more. I'm going to go on the back bench and be really quiet, okay?
Thank you, Councillor Sellers. Thank you, Councillor. Item 6, I'd like to invite members to declare any disclosable pecuniary interests, other registrable interests and non-registrable interests, and in doing so we'll ask members to state the nature of their interests. Has anybody got any? No. Item 7, we need to approve the minutes of the council meeting held on the 25th of March 2025. Do I have a proposer?
Happy to propose, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor. And seconder?
Happy to second.
Thank you. All those in favour?
That's clearly carried for approval of the minutes. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Right, items 8 and 9, to appoint a leader and deputy leader to the council. Nominations for leader. And they are Councillor Ewings.
Sorry, I put my microphone on. Yes, I'm very happy to propose Councillor Ewings for the role of leader. She's been doing it for the last term. I think she's done fantastically well, given the amount of pressure that it's been. She's thrown her heart and soul into it. Driven me mad at times, but we won't go there. I probably better leave it there, so she would be my nomination for leader. Well done.
Thank you, Councillor Renders. And seconder, please.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm happy to second Councillor Ewings. I would echo very much Councillor Renders. It's a very, very difficult time in local government with proposals coming forward, and I know Mandy has worked exceptionally hard in trying to work with a lot of gentlemen, should I say, on District 4 and all that sort of thing, which is never easy. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor West. And all in favour?
(24 in favour). Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. So, Councillor Ewings, you are the leader. Thank you. And now, deputy leader, nominations received. Councillor Renders. Do we have a proposer?
I'm happy to second Councillor Ewings. Councillor Renders to be my deputy leader of West Devon Borough Council.
Thank you, Councillor. And do we have a seconder, please?
Yes, I'm happy to second Councillor Renders for the post. Good luck, Mark.
Thank you. All in favour?
That's 25 in favour, 1 abstention. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. White. In which case, Councillor Renders, you're the deputy leader. Welcome. Okay, we're now on item 10 to report on the composition of political groups. Do I need to read those out? Okay. And it's simply to note the political composition of the council at this stage. Okay. Item 11, to approve the committee structure for the coming year. Do I need to read that out? Okay. So, as your papers. So, we need a proposer.
I'm happy to approve the committee structure for the coming year 25-26, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Ewings. And seconded?
Very happy to second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Jury.
That's unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. White. Item 12 is the committee appointments based upon the council's decision, item 11 above. Nominations for the 25-26 municipal mayor as outlined on the table circulated. Unless we have any further nominations, we can propose these. And Councillor Ewings?
I'm happy to propose, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. And seconded.
Very happy to second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Jury. We're voting for those en bloc, so all in favour?
That's unanimous for the committee appointments. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Right. Item 13, appointment of chairman and vice chairman of committees. Nominations as outlined on the circulated list. Unless we have any further nominations, the positions can be proposed and seconded. So do we have any of the nominations first? No. Can I have a proposer, please?
I'd like to propose, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. And a seconder?
I'm content to second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. And all in favour?
That's unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. White. Item 14, appoint representatives to the list of governance boards. We have 3 stages here, and we first need to approve the list of governance boards as proposed, as on your list, but proposed by Councillor Ewings.
Happy to propose, Mr. Mayor.
And seconded, please.
Very happy to second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Jury. All those in favour?
That's unanimous for approval of the list. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. White. Item 2 on this list is proposal for the membership size of each of the approved boards. Proposer, please.
Happy to propose, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. And seconded.
Yes, very happy to second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. And the third one, which is the approval. Sorry? Okay. So, approval of the subsequent appointments proposed. Councillor Ewing.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, happy to propose.
And seconded.
Yes, very happy to second, Mr. Mayor.
Size and appointments. Right, so this is all of them. Okay, so this is the vote for size and appointments, so it's all those, if we're happy with that, okay. Okay, all those in favour?
That's 25 in favour. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, of the approval of the size and the memberships as tabled. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. White. Item 15, appoint representatives to the list of outside bodies. Again, we have 2 stages. Recommendation to approve the list of outside bodies as tabled. Proposal, please.
Happy to propose, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. And seconded.
Very happy to second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. All those in favour?
Thank you, members. That's unanimous for the list, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. White. And item 2 on this one, once the list is approved, nominations as outlined on the table circulation for the municipal year. If there aren't any further nominations, the positions can be proposed. So, Councillor Ewings?
Happy to propose.
And seconded.
Yes, content to second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. All those in favour?
Thank you, members. That's unanimous for the list of outside body appointments. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. White. Item 16, the adoption of the council constitution. Can I have a proposal for that, please?
Happy to propose, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor. And seconded?
Yes, happy to second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor. All those in favour?
That's clearly carried for adoption of the Constitution. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Right, item 17, calendar of meetings. Recommendation sought to amend the calendar for the 25-26 year as per the agenda papers. Do I have a proposer, please?
Happy to propose, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Johnson. And seconded?
Happy to second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor. All those in favour?
Thank you, members. That's unanimous for the revised calendar. Thank you.
Item 18, to receive the reports of committees. The first one is the Council Tax Setting Committee. Proposer for that, please. Councillor Sellers.
Thank you. I move that the minutes of the meeting of the Council Tax Setting Committee held on the 21st February 2025 be received and noted. They are CTSC 124 to CTSC 324 and can be found between pages 9 and 12. A seconder, please.
Very happy to second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. That is duly noted, Mr. White. B. Audit and Governance Committee, 19th of March. Councillor Oxborough.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and can I congratulate you on your assumption of office?
Thank you.
I move that the minutes of the meeting of the Audit and Governance Committee held on the 11th of March 2025 be received and noted. They are AC 3224 to AC 4424, can be found between pages 13 and 18 of the papers.
Thank you. Seconded, please. Thank you. Councillor Cheadle, second. I can indeed.
I move that the minutes of the meeting of the Development Management and Licensing Committee held on the 18th of March 2025 and the 15th of April 2025 be received and noted. They are minutes DMNL 58 to DMNL 65 and DMNL 66 to DMNL 73 and can be found between pages 19 and 23 and 25 and 29 respectively. Can I have a seconder, please?
Happy to second that, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. That's duly noted, Mr. White. D. Regeneration and Investment Committee. Councillor Edmonds.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that the minutes of the meeting of the Regeneration and Investment Committee held on the 25th of March 2025 be received and noted. They are minutes RI 124 to RI 524 and can be found between pages 31 and 32. May I have a seconder, please?
Thank you. Truly noted, Mr. White. And E. Hub Committee and Special Hub Committee, 8th of April, 20th of May. Councillor Ewings.
Mine's not quite as short and sweet, I'm afraid. I move that the minutes of the meetings of the Hub Committee held on the 8th of April 2025 and the Special Hub Committee held today on 20th of May 2025 be received and noted, with the exception of recommendation HC 9624, brackets Part 1, close brackets, open brackets, investment property, options for the future, close brackets. They are minutes HC 83 to 24 to HC 92 24 and HC 93 24 to HC 96 24 and can be found between pages 33 and 37 of the agenda papers and pages, you haven't filled that in. They are on the table that you have all received for those. So may I have a proposer? And no, I'm proposing. May I have a seconder, please?
Very happy to second.
And these are for noting only. In respect of recommendation HC 9624, open brackets, part 1, close brackets, I propose the following. That Council be recommended to take the course of action as set out in the exempt agenda report that was presented to the Special Hub Committee earlier this morning. May I have a seconder, please?
Happy to second.
Does anybody have any questions? Very good. Is there any debate? Well, that's made life a lot easier. Thank you very much. Vote. Okay, all those in favour, please.
Thank you, members. That's unanimous, Mr. Mayor, for that recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. White. And that, I think, neatly brings us to the end of the meeting. So I'd like to thank everybody for their attendance and for their politeness to me today, which is very appreciated. And thank you. I look forward to working with you. Councillor Sellers.
Mr. Mayor, I apologise. I was asked to remind people that there's going to be photographs outside. I apologise. There's going to be photographs outside, everyone.
Yes, thank you, Councillor Sellers. I think it was my line. Thank you. Councillor Ewings.
May I take this opportunity and for all of us to show our appreciation and good luck to you in your coming year, and to Lynn as your mayoress for the coming year, to enjoy together and represent West Devon proudly. Thank you.
Thank you. I hope I'll live up to that. Thank you very much.